launch GIF that I just copied.
Hello, Joe.
Señor Brad, ¿cómo estás hoy?
Bien, gracias, or whatever you
Excelente.
said. I think that's what you asked me.
No, yeah, sí, perfecto.
No, I'm doing okay, except my bots, I don't know why I still had it in the list, but my bots took 3 sheep trades in the middle of the night. And
to your benefit or to your
no, we're not happy campers right now. 3 trades down 20% by like a half hour after I woke up. And turns out that SHIB has lost about a third of its market cap since I went to bed last night. So 45 billion to 30 billion.
Well, you know what they say to that? Woof, woof.
looks like we're in full-blown panic. So now, of course, I did a smart cover a little bit ago, pick it up down cheaper and try to recover some of it. And, now that this fucker will start recovering, you watch.
Oh, it always does.
Yeah.
It's, that's one of the ones that's in play and people are just moving it up and down. It's like a coin toss bet thing in so many ways. So I think, just hold or double down and wait. And at least get out up a little bit. So,
well, I actually did what's called a smart cover in the tool we use, which is sell here and then monitor the downward pressure, monitor the downward run, and then buy back in. So it automates it for you. You put in take profit levels, it'll buy it back in, and then catch you on the bounce on the way up. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it'll work out. I mean, those, proof's in the pudding. I saw the returns.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how many of this. So I saw this survey: 4% of Americans have quit work for crypto gains. So I wonder how many of those fuckers are going to be lining up at McDonald's tomorrow morning. That we're doing that from SHIB.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, you read stories about that. I remember when, like, all the on the stocks, the Wall Street Bets side. I remember all these people bragging about how they were pouring everything into like near expiration options,
right?
And going up 150 grand and then down 230 and then liquidated, and I'm kind of like, I don't see the point of that myself.
Right.
I know they're going all out to try to make big time wins, but look, if you're a college student and you're playing student loan money and you're up 140,000, that's a big win.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, cash that in. And don't ride any of these types of things to the long game because it doesn't work on this stuff.
Yep.
But I kind of run into people all the time that have stopped working completely and just do this.
Yeah.
So I mean,
well, I bailed on good old Smart Coin last night. Got sick of shit. Yeah. A little over 3.1x up. So tripled my money. So took that out.
Wrong with that. It's a good lesson for everybody too. Look, he took a 3x off of a game. So take that lesson to bear.
Yeah, and hopefully that I don't sit, and then I immediately remove it all from everything I'm doing. I don't want any knowledge of what that coin is doing after that, right? Because if it's the next SHIB, you're pissed. Yeah.
You know what I do? I then put a notice in, like, say, CoinGecko or something on my phone that just says, look, if it moves down 20% or up 20%, let me know.
Right.
And that's it. Then you never have to look at it, like you said. So you don't have to go, did I do it right? Look, I'm going to tell you right now, you did it right. 3.1x in a week or two.
Yeah, it's good.
It's doing it right.
And it's still bleeding right now. So.
Yes, you're still looking.
Well, now that we're talking about it, I'm like, let me go fucking check that out. All right, so 4% of Americans quitting work for crypto gains. I gotta love it. It's that whole perpetual income thing we're talking about. And is there a possibility that we start seeing more of this? When categorized members, 27% had quit jobs paying less than $25,000 a year, and 37% left jobs salaried at $50,000. That's awesome. I hope they have a long and fruitful crypto career.
I mean, it's interesting because you see all the land auctions that are going on, and this all of these sort of gaming blending with finance and entertainment and media, and it's all happening in this ecosystem. So
Yep.
the only caution I do have is that a lot of people who were say quickly do some math here that are maybe would it be under 30? Yeah, I think if you're under 30-ish, 35, and you're in finance or tech, you've only seen up.
Right.
You haven't ever seen down, and you haven't really seen a lot sideways. So, these things don't go forever.
Yep.
And, as I say, store some nuts for a rainy day and all that. But, I'm glad to see. Yeah, trust me, you're going to need that when the wife's screaming at you one time. Before she becomes your ex-wife.
Some nuts for a rainy day.
Maybe that's nuts for winter. Sorry.
That's funny as shit.
But the point is that, when we build these communities out, there's lots of work for everybody, and you get it in tokens or other comp type things.
Yep.
Diversify some, sell some,
yep.
And then you can make it a business where you don't have to go to the, job every day.
Yep.
So play it smart. You're young at that. If you're under 35, you are very young still. You have lots of chances. Just don't bet at all.
Yeah. And take your winnings, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's fine to do crazy shit, but take your winnings.
And know the dynamics.
Yep.
When I stare down Geist every day and I go in and, compound in whatever it is, a couple $100 a day or something, I look because these are all vested. And so the payouts are in January.
Right.
So I'm looking at this and I'm going, all right, 90 days-ish. To me, I think, look, this thing can run, and I could sell it at a 50% discount right now if I want, but, I'm laying it in for the potentiality of, look, Geist is the only Aave-like thing on Phantom, and it's scaling.
Yep.
And, in 90 days, that could be a very good payout.
That's right.
But I'm going to reach a threshold where I'm going to say, okay, the stuff in the liquidity pool, I'm going to start pulling that down and put it to work somewhere else once I have a decent enough stack. So that's kind of my strategy. I recommend it. You build your stack target to your target, then you move your capital to the next one. And again, nothing lasts forever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Entertainment Arts, big gaming company, says NFT and blockchain games are the future of our industry. A big difference between what Steam is saying, right?
Yeah, look, when try to think when I remember getting exposed to the Must guys, MUST, Cometh.
Yep.
And they have this really cool asteroid game where this NFTs are spaceships, and you go there and you harvest or mine these asteroids or comets for Must tokens.
Yeah.
And people are in there making $8,000 a month doing this. They're sitting there doing it all day, and they have armadas of ships and all that. But that was my first kind of exposure to, thinking about it this way. I played Roblox a long time ago when my daughter turned me on to it, and I was like, holy shit, a token, and then I'm immediately thinking, can you make money off this? 2010 time frame, or 2011, somewhere around there. And, then I kind of moved on to other things. But I think that this is the, if you talk about metaverses and VR and all of this, and what everybody's doing in digital worlds, let's say, it has to go this way. Games are going to be a big part of it, and earning in the games. It's not just reward tickets. You're earning, crypto. You're earning other things of value. So when I see NFTs coming in like this on the big platform, again, it's just more. This is just the first level of NFTs too. These are the collectibles.
Yep.
We haven't even talked about the crazy ass shit that Brad's mentioned at Revest and other places. So this is all good news.
Yep. Also, Engine, which is the kind of the largest platform or set of tools for managing Minecraft servers. And our friends Corey over at Uplift World, they've already got a Minecraft metaverse going. Well, Engine wants to decentralize and is launching $100 million fund, I guess, to fund metaverse plays on Minecraft using Engine's tools. So I didn't take a deep dive into this yet. I just noticed this move. Obviously, Facebook's helping to drive a lot of this, or Meta, stupid ass name, pisses me off.
Yeah.
That word. And but says the new fund also targets organizations that are focused on cross-chain integrations with the Engine ecosystem, because if I'm not mistaken, Engine has its own blockchain. That's supposedly some kind of integration with Minecraft, and they have their own token. I think it's ENJ. So this is an interesting move. I mean, sure, you had a token raised, so take 100 million of that and get other people to build on top of your shit, and that'll increase the value of your token and yada yada yada.
Yeah. No, I was in Engine about 6 months ago when I started. I was kind of picking through the ecosystem tabs on Binance one time, and how they have like the Polkadot ecosystem and the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem, and then they had something popped up about NFTs. They got a DeFi one, and I jumped in when I think it was like 50 cents or something like that, or maybe 35, and sold somewhere in the dollar something range.
Right.
This is the dominant player in that space.
Yeah.
So it's always at the top of the list. So anything, if you're going to play gaming and things like that and NFTs, you definitely want a little bit of this, if not, a decent chunk in your portfolio. What's it at right now? ENJ?
I don't know, Joe.
All right, pull it up real quick. Sorry.
Why are you asking?
Put you on the spot.
Put me on the fucking spot, dude.
I got 293.
296.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So still in the, look, I mean, some of this stuff obviously has gone up in October. So you got to think about that when you look at new entry points. But this is a sector where, I don't own any right now, but in this sector, NFT, I do own that Doki and Azuki and things like that, but in the Udoki. But to me, this is one I can't see how many tokens are up or anything like that, but this is one I would definitely have and then buy the dip if you have to.
Right.
But when this sort of theory or sort of doctrine about BTC blow off, ETH blow off, big cap, DeFi and alts, and then NFTs and gaming and all of that, that's where this comes into play. So it might dip a little bit, but then it's going to come roaring back if if that is indeed the way it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and plus they're spending 100 million to seed. I like that too. So
yeah, hell yeah. What's interesting is the article says they raised 18.9 million this year. So I guess they got that from the token sale, and they raised more on the equity side. It's very interesting.
Who are well, I know they got a ton of big time VCs in here. And didn't they? No, that's Chili's. Chili's did the deal with like European soccer, but there was some deal that Engine did with sports or whatever.
I don't know. All right, let's move on.
But yeah, it's a good deal. It's a good deal.
Yeah. So you pointed this article out to me. This new project called Layer Zero. I actually saw a tweet from him last night, Ryan Zarek, and went and asked him to come on the show because I think we both were in the same mind space that this is really cool shit, right? So this article, the Bridging Trilemma, talks about the severe weaknesses in the way things are currently being bridged across from a security perspective to a performance and cost perspective. And the guys at Layer Zero basically are saying they've come up with, a better way. And it's really fascinating. So I'm going to have Ryan on the podcast, excuse me, on Mission DeFi to walk us through how this came about, what it's all about, etc. But, look, you and I talk about this all the time, that this kind of seamless bridge between chains is going to be really critical. Now, interestingly enough, I just posted up my interview with, God, you would think I just posted it. I would know his name. Hilmar Orth from Gelato.
This Casmian one? Damn.
No, that's Sam. Yeah. Sam's going to go up later today or tomorrow. I may have lied to to the Frax fans because I forgot that I hadn't put Helmar's out yet. So,
hey,
but
quick thing on this one with gelato. Let's have a bigger discussion later on that, because I see these kind of block structure of trades and things being really important now with all these high yield stablecoin pools out there.
Absolutely. And
for later.
But the reason I'm bringing him up right now is the automation they do behind the scenes actually automates away bridging, right? So that the user and the exchange can actually not see it, but it still doesn't eliminate the problems that layer 0 is trying to solve, right? And that is, make it seamless, make it so the user doesn't have to deal with it, make it so that it's more secure, right? There's a huge security gap with the way the bridging is being done in some respects. So I'm really fascinated with this. I think this is a really cool project, and I'm looking forward to learning and getting a better understanding of how it works.
Yeah, there's a it's interesting because when I saw this, I started thinking of Atom and Cosmos, because I think they got a product called Stargate or something like that too. So I started thinking it was them because they're saying the same thing, between the blockchain stuff and what we talked about, and I was visualizing it as kind of, Ethereum and Bitcoin and Phantom and all those guys are, kind of at one layer. And then these inner between the blockchain guys are, sort of in between, but really kind of below. And then when I saw this article talking about layer 0, I was like, that's such a good way to contextualize or visualize it, because now all of a sudden you can see the layer 0 stuff here, and then layer 1 here, then layer 2 above that. So it helps me visualize it better. And this is a discussion that's going on in router protocol, Polka Bridge, now Stargate, is how do you do that, what we're always talking about.
Right.
And it seems like, I don't want to mix them all together, but where it seems to me like the transactions all are native token based, and that they were to happen on the native blockchain, not out in the middle somewhere, which is kind of interesting for security standpoint. I think that this is where it goes, and you've got to have a few wagers down in this space. Yeah, because it's the logical next step. Because when I'm talking to people that are trying to figure out how to get into crypto, and the default choice is Coinbase, to everybody, you could see that the users have to have just seamless button pushing thing. They can't go digging through this shit like we do. Exactly. And so one of these, or all of them, or some of them are going to be very, very successful. If not this cycle, the next cycle. Yep. So start looking for positions out here. Polka Bridge again, router protocol. This one, they don't have a token out, but there's a lot of on their website. There's going to be staking. This is Stargate. Staking, transferring, farming, and pooling. So they're going for the full thing, like everybody else. So it's definitely one to stay on top of.
That's awesome.
I think.
Great. Okay. Kevin Durant's starting a SPAC focused on crypto and blockchain.
Nice.
Interesting. So NBA star coming into the SPAC world simultaneously combined with crypto. But what I didn't know was that he was actually an early Coinbase investor. So I had no idea of that. So it'll be interesting to see where this lines up. If nothing else, just keep hyping this ship for us, please, which is great.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to NFT Kyrie Irving pretty soon, because it seemed like he's going to be playing time in the near future. Exactly. But yeah, those West Coast guys, it's the sports players and stuff. They're in all these like little private equity groups. That get slices of these deals that the VCs anoint as the next one. Right. And obviously publicity, because, here we are talking about it because it's Kevin Durant. Yep. If it was, Steve Bozo, we wouldn't be talking about it. So
yeah. Well, he's jumping in simultaneous hype trains, right? SPACs and crypto. So really interesting.
SPACs I'm a little worried about right now just because,
it's overheated.
It's frothy. It's frothy.
Yeah.
And again, when the markets are trading at twice the historical PE, and I'm talking about, U.S. equity markets, and SPACs are roaring like this, which is all like, roll them all up and then get the money kind of thing, or raise the money and then go buy the targets, depending upon your order. That only works for when you're arbitraging stuff.
Right.
So when there's a whole bunch of like kind of the stuff we do over here in DeFi, if you could start doing maneuvers like that to finance some of these things, and if there's a U.S. equity sell-off, these SPACs are all going to be, floating upside down in the water, basically.
Hell yeah.
But good news all around. I agree.
Yeah, we'll take it. Let's see. What else did you send me? I got a couple of Twitter feeds. I think you sent me.
Yeah, I sent it. Let me find you. Where are you?
It's taking forever to load.
I had a little Polkadot roadmap in there. Okay, we did the Klima stuff. Got the Quentin Tarantino.
Is this your Terra DeFi thread you sent?
Shit, dude. Bridging Dilemma. As you. No, I only sent. The only other thing I see that we haven't talked about is the Polkadot thing.
Oh, yeah, the graphic you sent. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah.
Let me go get that.
The Polka Bridge, PBR. This is what we talk about a lot. Two pools. One's on QuickSwap at about 10,000% APY, I think, this morning, paired with USDT. The other's undefined. I believe that's about like a 450%, but you get rewarded in the PBR token plus the defined token.
Right.
So I've gone back and forth on that. I was over on the defined one, then went over to the QuickSwap one for a while, then just was like, I don't know, I just didn't see enough action there, so I moved back over to defined. But look, so here's what they're doing. Can you pull up that graphic?
I'm trying to. Hold on.
Oh, sorry, bro.
For some reason, I'm lagging out today. I think this is it, right?
That looks like it, yeah.
The Q4 timeline?
Yep, Q4 timeline, yep.
Let's load that up. Hold on.
Yeah, I think I just sent the graphic to you. Okay, so look, these are the guys that have been bridging from Polkadot to others for a while. Mainly, I think it was God, I'm getting these all mixed up, but I think that there was like some Solana and Cardano in here as well.
Okay.
And that I think, yeah, maybe I'm mixing these up. But look, testnet on Moon River, which we've talked about a lot in the past. That's an up and coming. Another one. They got a few other plays there. I only run into this discussion because Ohm was going there, so the Ohmies are all talking about Moon River. But look, so Polka Bridge, native token transfers, got this rumored tier 1 listing coming up. Most of the speculation seems to be around KuCoin.
Right.
I don't know if that's where it's going to end up, but it's not going to be Coinbase, I don't think, at this point. And I don't think it's going to be Binance, but it could be Binance. So testnet's up, mainnet multi-chain AMM, which is the big piece they have. And then, the other ones, Harmony and Polkadot. But their whole idea is bridging that. So I'm playing that bridge and have been for a while. Well, at least a couple of weeks, I think.
Right.
That's gone from like 45 cents, I think, to what's it, probably 210 right now or something like that. So, this is one that's getting play. And I'm underrepresented in Polkadot. Polkadot's at like 56 this morning, so I think that's all-time high.
I've done nothing there, like nothing.
I mean, I know Kusama. We know Kusama a little bit, but
yeah.
But I just haven't really. I mean, I always look at it on the chart and I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot all about Polkadot. And you look and see like $60 billion market cap. You're like. And so, it's like the ones that I haven't been. I used to have Polkadot in the past, but not really as a layer 1 play. Well, it was an ecosystem play, yeah.
Right.
But I kind of lump it in with Chainlink in my mind for some reason. In big, both of them are big cap. They do, different things, obviously, but they were ones that seemed super, super stable to me. Well, I guess Polkadot's getting ready to have its time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are talking about a big run on Polkadot. So it's good to get a little exposure over there. And I think, again, let's cover the toll booths in and out. So Polka Bridge plays that to me.
Makes sense.
For the other ones. And it augments what Router's doing and, what the others are doing in trying to link all these together.
Did we talk about Reddit yesterday?
I don't think so. What are they doing?
What the fuck? How did we not talk about this yesterday?
Maybe we did. I don't know.
They're announcing and have hired a team to completely kind of decentralize Reddit. They've already got some of the subreddits set up that way and every subreddit will be able to be its own DAO, have its own token, reward users. Like essentially, like its own crypto environment. And I'm trying to get this guy Rahul on board. Sorry to interrupt you for Polkadot. It popped into my head. So
no, don't worry. I like that. That's kind of what
this is. Essentially the karma points that people have as users will be airdrop tokens. And this is That's huge. 500 million monthly users, engaged social media, decentralized tokens. People can have their own DAO, and essentially own their subreddit and create their community there. And I got to tell you, I haven't been overly active in Reddit in the last year or so, but this is a really impressive move. They've already got community points set up for 2 subreddits. This is a big move. Really big ass move. Everything will be permissionless, open source, and decentralized.
So when you then have your subreddit or your sub DAO Reddit or subreddit DAO, then you own that intellectual property content at that point.
Well, you own it as much as you can from a decentralized perspective, right? If it's a DAO and the members of that subreddit own tokens around that subreddit, if you own most of those tokens, then theoretically you own it, but you don't own the content in that subreddit, right? But this is just, to me, a gigantic move. Like if Reddit goes completely decentralized, all crypto based, and any average Joe can go in there and create a DAO around a topic and build a business or an economy around it, that's going to be really big. Really big.
And that competes with all the Facebook commerce shit.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
These little villages are just,
well, why would you go play on Facebook if you can be over here earning tokens for participating in the community here? Right.
Yeah.
Like you can earn real money.
Co-op.
Exactly.
And
so
like a factory, a sweatshop. It's more like a co-op than a sweatshop.
Yeah. Look, you're getting rewarded. People like your content. You're earning tokens. You build a DAO around it. You have a purpose. Maybe you launch a product around it. And he talked about at the end of this thread, he talks about he can't wait to see the DAOs that form and what DeFi and NFT applications emerge on top of it. So this is really cool.
What if every comment in your DAO subreddit is NFT'd? Okay, so then it's almost like intellectual property at that point. So, and also I like the fact that, when people come in here and just start spreading FUD all over the place and making up bullshit left and right, you can source it back to who originally brought that comment up.
Yeah.
So now you're going to have an ability to sort of do forensic trail on, pump and dump, things like that. So it helps clean up the space. More too. So, but I like it. Tokens, information, ideas, somehow tagging that to the owners. So you get secondary market activity, a Reddit token that basically does all that digital rights management and everything else in there that you would need to do, or permissions, etc. That's $1 billion.
Yeah, totally.
$1 play.
Totally. So, and a shitload of people are going to rush over there and try to build up karma points just to get more tokens. So,
okay. So what do you want to do next?
So I got a little bit of degen. I wouldn't call it alpha, but I was looking at Calculator Guy this morning while I was dropping my daughter off at school, and he pointed out Scarecrow Finance, part of the Phantom chain, and there's some interesting things going on here with this. So one of the things he pointed out is that he always is skeptical of DEX coins, right? Because they tend to eventually just plummet to nothing unless you build something else around it. But he said he didn't understand it completely yet, and I'm going to take a deeper dive on it. But he said that they have a built-in burn mechanism that seems to be keeping the price coming back, right? Like up and down, instead of constantly bleeding out. So I'm going to take a look at. I'm going to bring up a chart here on Dex Guru and see what it looks like. But anyway, some nice this is APR, not APY. So their token against Phantom, 1,423%. Their token against USDC, 1,418% APR. Reaper, another Phantom farm, is 448%. So there's some really interesting shit going on here. Now, when I was watching his video, there was something else with Memo going on here, but I don't see it. Let me see if I can find, maybe there's multiple pages. Nope, I don't see anything. There was something with that he was talking about on the video. I'm going to message him and see if we can get him back on tomorrow or next week to talk about Scarecrow. But pretty interesting. I think I said yesterday, I dove, by the way, it's scarecrow.fi, scarecrow.fi, not scarecrow.finance. And, it looks like, I think I know what it was. Maybe it was here. Yeah. So you take your Scare. So let's say you ape into one of these farms, right? You ape into Scare FTM or Scare USDC. You're collecting 1,414.87% in APR in Scare token, right? Then you come over to the incentive vaults, you stake your Scare, and then you're earning W Memo at a 1,200% APR. And remember that W Memo is built in earning 67,000% APY because it's essentially the wrapped memo token from Time Wonderland, which is the Ohm fork on Phantom, right? So I can't even calculate these fucking numbers, right? So you start over here at 1,400%, you take the Scare token, you plop it in, you start farming W Memo at 1,200% APR, and in the meantime, the Memo you're earning is earning 67,000% APY.
Yeah. No,
I can guarantee you I'm aping in on some of this. I think I'm going to take that smart coin money and plop it over here.
Okay, so they're trading, their outsourced trading engine is Spooky Swap, just so you know, which we've talked about before.
Right.
Token Boo. So they're using them. It looks very similar to the Spooky Swap layout.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Scare, and I've seen Scare mentioned somewhere else. Let's see who else is on their farm list. ETH, FTM. The thing is, I don't really have what Calculator Guy says in the, these DEX tokens, they're rewards.
Right.
So I don't, I accumulate to a certain target level and then I start selling them.
Right.
To buy more of the token that I'm most interested in. So
well, here's the thing.
I'm not afraid of these farms at all.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It may go, look, here's the chart for Scare, right? It's at $198 right now. Obviously hit a peak and had a downward come here since yesterday. But if I'm earning 1,200% APR, if I'm earning W Memo from staking that shit, I'm doing this all day long, right? Because I'm over here in the farm.
Where the hell is this W Memo rewards thing? I don't see it.
Go to incentive vaults. Incentive
vaults. Okay, got it. Okay.
So you come over here, you earn Scare on a USDC Scare pair or whatever else you want to do, right? I mean, I guess
MIM is good. It's a nice stable coin. I like
that. What's earned? Oh, that's how much you've earned. Hot multiplier. Oh, they got multipliers on these too. Like this Scare FTM pair. If I'm earning Scare, I'm not sure I even care, right? Anyway,
I do it all the time. That just looks like crystal as well.
Joe, keep talking. I got to take the 15-year-old dog out before he pees in my office.
All right, buddy.
Be right back.
Look, I don't have a problem with taking these tokens. I don't hold them forever. Obviously, Define, I'm holding that token. Bye, Poochie. Crystal, I am holding some of that again, just because it's like 429% auto compounding. You don't have to do a thing. So, I loaded up some Mizuki and Matic and grabbed a few $100 in rewards, and now I just let it sit in that crystal pool. I'm kind of thinking of it for something, as a sort of a project fund to fund something in the future next summer. So, Define, I'm holding a lot of those. I have been thinking about it lately with that one, because everything's riding on this router protocol release. But, I do trim a little bit no matter what. What's the other one? Boo. I don't hold any of that. Spirit Swap. I started buying some of that again, just because I've watched it go from like, 20 cents to, 60 cents to 20 cents to 60 cents a couple times. I've done a few of those swings. I'm going to keep doing them. So this scare, based upon like what Brad said, look, we all like WMemo because that's time. We all like MIM because that's sort of the stable coin in that Wonderland ecosystem. Or I used it somewhere. I can't remember if that's Wonderland or the other one. But the point is, these are all good tokens.
Yeah, they are.
These APRs. With the APRs, it's the total case study for what I like.
Right. And then then you take your WMemo. Oh my God, my computer's just fucking lagging today. You take your WMemo. So let's do the chain. Let's do the chain here, right? So you're in the farm. Yep. You deposit here your Scare FTM pair, and you're earning Scare at 1,429% APR, right? Which is, I'll check the calculator in a minute what that is APY. So then you go to the incentive vaults, you stake your Scare, and you're earning WMemo, right? At a little below 1,200%, right? Now you're earning WMemo, which has already got a 67,000% APY built into it. So Scare at 14, WMemo at 1,200 plus 67,000%. And then you head over to Grim and you stake the WMemo.
That you earn.
That you earned. And I think it's less than 200% right now, APY, but it's just more. It's just more.
I've been watching how the time sort of rebases in the on the Wonderland site, because I just straight up staked it there, and it's doing it.
121%.
I've like doubled it in the last couple of weeks. So, to me, and I'm only getting the 70,000% APR or APY over there. I'm not doing all of this, but this is the same way we played Crystal Finance.
Right.
You're earning this Scare token, and then what I was doing is I was putting that on the Crystal Finance, the Crystal token. Remember, I was earning Curve and Aave and all those.
Yeah.
You basically take that Scare token, as Brad says, you put it right here I'm on the other screen. I'm on the incentive vaults, but and whatever you're earning in the other ones, you park it here. So then you get more of this, then you go park it at the next place. So I don't know. Again, I don't know what the APYs are on this, but let's put it this way: it's a lot.
It's a fuck of a lot. And here's the thing: the only weak link in this chain right now for me is Scare, right? Because I don't know what's going on with these guys, but because I've not done anything on this. Well,
site. Dude, there's like 70 dexes on Phantom now.
Exactly. But if I can stake to stake to stake and earn at the end of the day, I'm earning more WMemo, and then I'm overhand Grim taking another 121% on the 67,000% WMemo that I'm earning over here because I staked Scare. And please, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, and the other interesting part is that make sure I'm saying this right. Okay, if you're earning the WMemo here on the incentive vault, and then you're staking it over to Grim, so there's a break there. So if anything goes down with Scare, let's say, the WMemo on Grim Finance is safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not dependent on this. If anything goes wrong at Grim Finance, it doesn't take out Scarecrow. So, again, because he's taking the WMemo and putting it over at Grim. So if Grim goes down, you just lose the WMemo and whatever that is. But you still have this the Scare staked here, and you still have the money in the liquidity pool.
Right.
So
in the pool,
you risk mitigation too.
Right. You've got some illiquid impermanent loss risk here. Scare versus FTM. Right. So you've got this in the risk profile, but if you kind of treat this like, hey, this is just an engine to get more of the Scare, to get more of the WMemo, at the end of the day, anything you're earning here on your WMemo is probably going to far outweigh anything that happened with impermanent loss, right?
Yeah. Well, look, I do the same thing. When I'm looking at that pool, I say, in my mind, I don't think of it as, half FTM and half Scare. I think of it as like, okay, $5,000. Okay. And so I think of it like that. And I think, okay, I'm going to park $5,000 to earn 1,205% APR. Or whatever it was on the other, I'm on the other page again. Sorry.
Okay.
To earn scare FTM, sorry, 1,411%. Is this auto compounding or anything? Or
I don't think so.
Okay. So basically you're going to compound that daily, and that 1,400% APR is going to turn into like 50,000 APY or something like that. So, there's so many, so with the permanent loss is what I was really getting at. And if people aren't familiar with it, just Google it and go look it up. But it basically just says if one token's moving a lot faster than the other one, then when it rebalances, you can sort of lose some of the overall numbers of tokens you have. And it fluctuates up and down. So impermanent loss doesn't come into play until you sell. So that's why we always caution, stick around for a while so that impermanent loss kind of goes up and down. But when you're staring down 1,400% APRs, again, how low can it go? It can only drop 100%.
Right.
So if it drops 40%, who cares?
Right.
Your APR is 1,400. So it just kind of makes you not have to think about that stuff as much.
Yeah.
So it is, in a way, high APYs and APRs kind of take impermanent loss out of the equation, in my mind.
Yeah, I agree. Well, look, I mean, I'm going to pull up the calculator, guy's calculator. Of course, Sheeb is fucking recovering right now, by the way.
Yeah, it's just, it's like a bookie pool, basically,
I'm so pissed that pair was in my bot. I'm just so mad. Okay, so 1,400 APR. Let's say this. Let's say you take half of the earnings every day, or every other day. Let's say you take every other day. You take half of those earnings, and you put them in the WMMO pool, and then the other day you compound, right? So I'm going to say 2 days on compounding. Nobody can see what I'm doing, but I'll just give you the results. Hold on, please hold. So if you compounded that every other day, you're 1,400, and that doesn't. Oh yeah, you're 1,421% APR equals 84,406,000 APY, and it's a daily APR of 3.89%. So if I took that $8,200 I got from SmartCoin and put it in there, after 10 days, that's worth $17,355. And that's compounding every other day and not counting putting the other day's earnings into WMMO.
Yeah. So look, when you do stuff like this, everyone, I like to think of it as, okay, run it on for a month too.
Right.
And, and then kind of just throw your money in and then just do the plan and then see what happens in a couple of weeks, couple of months. I mean, honestly, I get hard pressed not to pull that stuff out.
Yeah. Because you get scared of it. But, look, if I was earning shit coins at the end of the day, like the scare, I'll compound back in and I'll have more FTM at the end of the day. So if I do that every other day, right, and do this for 30 days, so I'm earning the WMMO at 67,000% APY, and then the value that I'm compounding here in just the pool or just the farm gets me to $77,000 on an $8,200 investment after 30 days, after a month.
Yeah. No, right? I mean, in fact, I'm going to move my spirit stuff over here once we finish up this.
I'm totally aping into this shit.
At this percentage, I mean,
please.
I mean, the other stuff, we talked about that one. I am looking at that NFT real estate project again, or now, finally. We talked about Layer Zero. We're talking about Scarecrow. I mean, this is one that looks attractive to me too, just for these yields.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Spooky Swap and Spirit Swap. I mean, those yields are like below 100%.
Yeah.
So, this is why, what you can see, everyone, is if you look at these top two pools, the Scare FTM and the Scare USDC and see under the multiplier tab, 175 and 150. So most of the rewards are going to people that own Scare, which would, obviously be the, a lot of this liquidity is probably founder money, is my guess. It usually is. So they're going to support those tokens. So,
yeah.
Excuse me. So look, at that ratio compared to everything else, Scare is going to be safe there for a couple months at least.
Yeah.
So, whereas if you look at Hermes DeFi, I guess that's over on, that's on Polygon. But you look at some of these other ones, I don't think you have as long a runway.
Yeah, exactly.
Ones. I think this one you're in good shape, particularly because it includes WMemo, which we like a lot, and it includes the Grim Finance angle, which is like the cherry on top of everything, and it gets you more FTM, regardless of what happens with Scare.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to start getting in on this one.
Yeah, me too, man.
You just got to worry about. I see a couple of rug protector things there, but how'd you find out about these guys again? Is this calculator
guy?
All right. Yeah, and I saw one of their partners, Scarecrow. One of their partners is Grim Finance, which he talks about a lot. So that's probably how he ended up over here. Is my guess.
Yeah, I put the steps on the screen, but it's hard to read. I'll put it in the show notes when I post the podcast.
Cool.
All right.
And have you heard anything new about Rome DAO?
I have not. I haven't been looking at it really.
This is again another polka dot-ish play, but it's an OMI play too. So like Klima, I guess I'll throw Strong in there, and Inverse, and OMI, and all of those that seem to be kind of using a similar DAO concept. This is one to pay attention to from everything I'm seeing.
We'll check it out.
But then more Moon River again.
Yeah.
So keep on top of that one. I'm gonna do this one. There was something else that was going on today too. That how are we doing in the market? I haven't even looked. 44.72. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, my feel here is that everything feels okay to me.
Yeah.
In the overall markets. I mean, the one thing I'm a top-down guy, so I always look at the top first. I look at what's going on Bitcoin and ETH. I check out what the order books look like. Then I go to the exchange wallet screeners. I want to see how much is moving in and out of these exchanges of that token.
Right.
And just looking at ETH right now, one day, $141 million and 31,000 tokens have left the exchanges.
Damn.
So, people, that means people are buying it and moving it into, their wallet.
Let's hope. Yeah.
And usually it means that. And then you see on the other side, you see the USDT inflows of, it looks like about 24 million. And usually people move stables to exchanges to buy shit.
Yep.
So that tells me, those are the dynamics you like. You don't want to see all the friggin' BTC pouring into the exchanges, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
Exactly.
But stuff that looks like it's getting ready to. I saw one I thought looked like it was getting ready to go, go over, and that was shit. No, I can't find it. Sushi. It looks like there's a lot of sushi moving onto the exchanges.
Oh,
so I don't know what's going on there. But Matic is one I look at a lot here too. Matic, a lot of Matic leaving, but only 0.2% of all the Matic is on an exchange. So that means there's very little supply to buy, which is favorable. Yeah. So I start there, and then I work my way down into everything else. But it all goes back to there to determine where the money's coming from. So I see nothing here that causes me any concern at this point. Do you?
I do not. I feel pretty good about things right now.
So what are we going to call November? What's everybody calling November now?
Let's call November. I have no idea. Scary November, even though that should have been October. But if Scarecrow plays for me, it's going to be a good month. We'll see.
Still pumping member. How about that?
Did you say still pumping member?
Like Pumptober?
Is that the name of your next porn flick, Joe?
Yeah, I was just thinking, hey, okay, you heard it here first. Pre-sale tomorrow.
The token.
Yeah. Throw up a wallet address real quick. We're combining porn and multi-chain and all of that stuff together.
All right.
No, just kidding. But anything else going on?
That's it for me, man. I got to get back to figuring out what the hell I'm going to do with this sheep and aping into some scarecrow farms here.
Yeah, I think Scarecrow is the order of business next.
Yeah,
we'll
looks like
report
it.
on that. All right, everyone. And anybody requesting any information on anything? Anybody DM'd any?
No, I haven't had
ideas
anything today. No.
Okay.
No.
So, anybody wants to look or send us any ideas, tell us, or please do that. But there was one other thing I wanted to just do a real fast thing, if you don't mind, Brad. Just wanted to.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to get the dog in.
Okay. Again, on the pools on QuickSwap, the PBR USDT pools at 3,000%. I see nothing too much after that. The Iris ROAM pool looks interesting because I've heard a lot of good things about Iris. But then you scroll down, you'll see again some stables at 30%, things like that. Crystal, I'm not doing anything on. Define. Look at again, I went back into the Curve Define pool, but just stay on those PBR. And then look at these dual token pools there real quick. On
you can share your screen up if you want.
Will it take yours out?
Yeah. Okay. It should.
Let's try it. I was trying to do this the other day, but I wasn't sure if it was what screen it's going to show.
I took mine off.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Not yet. Did you go to share?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I have to add it. Now we are.
Oh, yeah. That's why I couldn't do it. Okay.
Okay.
So you see the pool. These are the ones I'm in. But look at these. What was it? Damn. I'm just trying to remember where those Matic farms are. There was a whole set of. Okay, so you see all these 150. I've liked this one a lot. There's some dual token or Matic Award ones that are here. Now, let me show you something else too over on Avalanche real quick. Let me switch this over. Go here. And we'll go see what. All right, see what we do here, everyone. Now we want to make it work, and it's not going to show it for me. Here we go. This is what I want right here. All right, now this should now go to okay. So, no active pools. What do you mean? I have stuff here. Okay, so these are the new Phantom pools of Define. Look, 472% Define USDC. 420 Define Phantom. You're going to be rewarded in Define, but this stable pool right here, 50%. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Nice.
So, if you're not on Phantom yet, use this as an excuse to get over there. If you got a bunch of Define, use it to get over there. And the only problem with these pools, just so you know, these are like the popular pools where there's a vest schedule.
Okay.
So some of this stuff will sit for
So you got to lock it up for 30 days, 90 days, 60 days, whatever.
You get like 25% at 30 days, and then the rest.
Okay.
2 months. It's all up here where it says everything. But take a look at that, and then and I think those are the two that I'm focused on right now. I mean, Comet Swap had an interesting pool that I saw here for the Staker DAO stuff. This one, I've always kind of liked this pool. I'm not in it right now, but ETH and Staker DAO token, that's probably the best one on this board because they don't focus on this business, so the yields are not really a lot of new stuff, and the yields aren't as high. I was here a lot for where's Suzuki ETH? I was here for this pool for a while, but I bailed on it just because it's too low. But look at those pools if you want to capture yield and build up into other areas, and then drop it all, or not drop it all, but then look at taking a little participation into Scarecrow. It seems like, but I've gotten to the point now where a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is not, it's not stuff where I have to really pay attention to as much anymore.
Right.
Because I'm not doing as much of the yield farming when we originally started, you had to do it all yourself. Then they brought in all the auto compounders and everything else, and now the auto rebasers and all these different things that you don't have to do anything other than go look and see how much it's worth.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
So that's kind of where we've
gotta love that
now. But anyhow, I'll leave it at that. Trying to think anything else.
Hey, guys, if you like us, if you love us, if you hate us, Please rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends, tweet about us. We have a lot of fun doing this, and we really want to spread the word and get more people involved. And if you have ideas, questions, thoughts, great DGen, APIN projects we should look at, send us a comment. You can DM me on Twitter, B05Crypto, or you can put it in the comments as we're live. We're happy to respond and do an on-the-spot analysis if you've got something cool we should look at. Thank you for listening. Anything else, Joe?
No, I think that's it. Today's Thursday, right?
Yep.
So one more day of the week. Everything's looking good. Keep making money, keep having fun.
That's it.
See you guys tomorrow.
Be careful out there, people.
Later, everyone.
Bye.